How it ended up being, welcome to Russell Heritage Golf. Hopefully you guys are all keeping really good. Today I'm going to be talking about a simple drill that will fix any golf swing, and it will really help your sequencing in the downswing position. So all you're going to need to do this is an alignment stick. I've actually cut this alignment stick down just because you don't need the whole length of the alignment stick as they come, and to be honest with you, they're relatively inexpensive, so I think just chopping it down so you have about a foot sticking out your sort of trail side is suffice. Now what I've done is I've threaded it through my front two belt loops, tucked it underneath my belt as well, just to give it a bit more sturdy. You know, what you don't want to do is have it flopping out. So nice sturdy alignment stick there. And what we're trying to do is we are just essentially trying to help the golfer, whoever it might be, could be you, could be somebody you know that you might want to share this video with. You're trying to help you get consistency in that hitting area again. And we're going to keep it really simple, because I kind of feel like this video is sort of aimed at any golfer who is aware of a hip problem they might have, but also a golfer who just feels like you've been playing some great golf and all of a sudden it's like somebody's just flipped off the light switch and you don't have a clue what to do. So we're going to take it really back to basics. And to take it back to basics, all you need to do in golf is hit your intended area. So hit the ground where you want to hit it and try and make sure that you get in that club face square. And if you can kind of do that, you're going to get that confidence level back. But what happens to golfers? You can't hit the ground, okay? And the question would be, well, why? Why can't you hit the ground? And it always seems really sort of quite shallow. And the answer to this lies very much in your hip movement to your surprise potentially. So what we need to be doing is to sort of clarify, and the reason why the cane is there in the first place is what we want to do is we want to take our backswing position, and as we start the downswing we want the hands and arms to operate in this space here, okay, to the side of the body as we come in towards the downswing position. Now what we also want to do is we need to be able to hit the ground in our intended area. So to be able to do that, what I'm going to do, just so you guys can visually see this better, is I'm just going to grab another alignment stick and pop it on the ground like so. Now that basically, this alignment stick now represents where I'm going to try and hit the ground. Now because I prefer to have my ball position further forward, that's where it's going to be. Some of you might prefer it in the centre, that's fine, but that's for me. So as I'm doing some practice swings, can you see the way I'm trying to hit the ground in that intended area there? That's the thing that I'm trying to focus on. Now, what's going to help you do that is where your sternum is located, okay? So we need to get our sternum, as we start the downswing, we need to get our sternum over that line where we're trying to strike down on the back of the golf ball. But this is what tends to happen, I think, to golfers, is they start chasing it with their head. Now, let me show you the difference. So if I was going to hit the line, and we'll talk about this in more detail, I would do it like so. Okay, and then I can hit down the line. What happens to a lot of golfers is they do it like so. Now this is what I'd coin as the term as spinning out, or not me, but you know, it's a term that is often coined as spinning out. And what we mean by spinning out is, if you watch this cane, can you see if I move correctly, I keep the space. If I sort of spin out, there's no space, and all of a sudden you're going to feel like this is going to contact the cane, and it's going to feel like you're really stuck and fighting, and we don't want that. So what is the difference between the two motions? Well, what's really happening is, as I start the downswing, so I take my backswing position, as I start the downswing, what really needs to happen is that my sort of lower body, so my sort of pelvis, needs to shift towards the left hand side like so. And as this happens, you can see the way that my head, I can still kind of follow suit, but you can kind of see the way that it sort of maintains that sort of tilt, right? So you can see the way that this sort of tilted. If I sort of drew a line through my head and through the centre of my pelvis, it stays tilted. Now, what the tilt means is that I can still shift to the left, okay? So I got a good chance of controlling that low point, but it also means that I can bring my arms down, because you can see the way that this is not interfering. So when you do it incorrectly, what basically happens is that your pelvis doesn't shift to the left, so you're moving your upper body this way, and then you can see the way that this sort of kicks out. So to keep it really simple, okay, so I've sort of just tried to show you there the difference between the correct motion where the lower body shifts to the left Yeah, and that means that I can bring the club down without hitting the cane. And the incorrect one is when the lower body spins, so it doesn't move to the left, it sort of spins out. My head moves and I'm going to hit the cane. So all you need to do though is just get yourself the cane, okay? Set yourself an agenda of where you want your low point to be, and just kind of make some swings where you swing back, okay? And you're going to try and hit the ground in your intended area, and you should feel as though you've got the space. Because the golfer that spins, what happens if you watch my shoulder, see the way if I spin out, my right shoulder goes up, whilst if I move my hips to the left, my right shoulder drops down, and that's again because of that tilt. So if I just sort of now briefly, to sort of conclude, place this through my spine, okay, like so, what I was saying is to do it correctly, lower body leads, I'm still shifting everything to the left, yeah, but you can see the way it maintains my tilt as long as the lower body leads. I can control that low point, my right shoulder is dropping because of the tilted motion, and I can get towards that low point area. If I spin out, you can see the difference, my right shoulder goes more up and over, and that means I'm much more likely to be rising in the hit instead of getting that shoulder down. And that's it. And I don't even think you need to think about it that much. I'm just trying to explain it. I think the simplicity of the drill and what this drill does, without you having to think about it, is hit the ground and don't let that get in your way. And you'll have to find a way to feel that sort of transitional motion where you're moving to the left. And this is where we used to get those old feelings of keeping your back to the target, because it maintains that tilt, gives you the space. And here, the way I'm hitting that ground where I want to each and every time. And if I get spinny, you know, you can hear the difference. And it just, even if I traumatize that more, I'm worried about plowing into the wall behind me. But you can see the difference. This is the club chucker who can't strike it. This is the ball striker who can. So get yourself your concentration on your, if you like, your sort of area of hit. Get yourself your alignment stick going through your hip line. And what that simple drill will do is it will teach you the correct sequence in towards the downswing. Hopefully it helps. Catch you with you guys again really, really soon.